Hello everyone, welcome for this new community show. I'm very happy to welcome you for another community show, and today we're going to speak of course about the patch notes that are on the QA server. Because we're approaching about the day we have the real patch. That's next week. Then we do have the topic of the week. This week will be the community, then the community news, and the weekly game. And today my co-host is Annoying Llama. Let's get started. Annoying Llama, hello and welcome to the community show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Well, hi.
Well, I'm super happy to have you because I've been missing your stream since you started streaming Embers Adrift for some weird circumstances, which was a little bit annoying. And so I'm very glad that I had to explore, your VOD and such and see your style. And you really have a very nice style. I really like your vibe. So can you introduce yourself to everyone that may not know you?
Oh, hi. Well, one, thanks for having me on the community show. This is like a big moment. Two, hi, my name is Annoying Llama. I am a Twitch streamer. I stream Embers Adrift, World of Warcraft, and a lot of other basically MMOs that I can really kind of get my hands on. But yeah, no, I started playing Embers around October, and I've been really enjoying it since then.
This is super cool. I have been exploring a little bit of your content, and I've seen on your Instagram page that you were also playing music.
Yes. I play ukulele, and I also like freestyle opera and stuff like that. And then I just like making a lot of like sad boy stuff. It's really fun. It's really fun stuff. I perform sometimes around my city too. So yeah.
This is really cool. So you are a man of many talents.
Thank you. Yeah, I try. It's tough out here in these streets, but we keep pushing forward.
That's really, really nice. So, of course, I do have a clip to show to everyone. You did show me a clip. You were suggesting me a clip, but I have a better one. I found a better one, and so this is a little bit selfish for me to show that one. But you will see, it is absolutely magnificent. So let's watch it.
Performance of is that Elloa? Yo, is that Elloa? Wait, what? Elloa? Whoa, what? Whoa, wait, whoa. No, mass wave. Hold up. Yo, hold up. You catch me at my most vulnerable. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, guys, this is Elloa. So she is the, if I'm correct, the community manager or community. I keep forgetting the title, but still, Elloa, like, yo, she is one of the devs. Holy shit, hey. Oh my god, wait, hold up, hey. No way. Holy shit, how you doing? How are you? I'm doing great. Oh, I'm gonna say I'm doing amazing, because I'm doing really great right now, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, what about you? How's everything been? Oh my god. How's everything been? God, I'm actually doing a show with Elloa next week. They have the community, if I'm correct, the community stream. The weekly community stream. I'm actually going to be on there with Elloa. So I'm going to do my best this whole week to really grind out heavy. Doing the Discord meeting right now, but I'm good. Hey, nice. I'm on stream right now. No way. Yo, big shout out to Elloa. Oh my god. Yo, let me give her a shout out. Hold up. Guys. Hold up. Oh my god.
That clip was really, really awesome. I could not miss it.
I'm glad you found that actually, because I was like, oh, I was trying to find like a good clip for that, and I literally kept skipping past that moment. I'm surprised you found that, and that was very good.
Yeah,
That's a lot better than I sent you.
it's pretty fun because it was the first things I found when I was watching. I was, picking up a clip and such, and I stumbled upon that. I say, "Oh yeah, that's when we met." Because I remember the moment where I met you around the fire, which is pretty rare. But I think it was during the meeting, which is at 3 a.m. for me, the weekly meeting on Discord. And so I was not watching you stream. I missed all of the live reaction of your excitement, which was so delicious to discover after, and I felt so bad that I would not answer you, etc. And I was kind of distracted and halfway AFK at that moment, but it was really it's a very nice moment, so I'm glad I saw it.
No, I'm glad you did, because that one shocked me, because I thought if you want to be honest, I thought you teleported to me. And so it threw me off, and I was like, "Whoa! Did you just teleport to me?" And so it completely threw me off. So that's why my reaction was like, "Holy crap!" Like, it's Elloa, because one, was not expecting that, and two, it was like I think it was around the time I just started the stream, so it was like, oh, that was Elloa would never teleport, but but it just threw me off, and I'm glad you found that one. Yeah, that was. Holy crap, I didn't even think to look at that one.
Yeah, no, it was super, super cool. So you have a very joyous stream, and so to introduce you a little bit more properly, you're also part of the X Pantheon Plus community, which is now Static Group Live. And is it the way you discover Embers Adrift for the first time?
Yes, actually, yeah. So technically my first look at Embers Adrift was through I do believe Lazy Peon. It was his video, and I was like, oh, this game looks pretty cool, and so I just kind of kept my eye on it for a while, going back and forth through, I was playing Warframe, Destiny 2, I was playing a lot of that over time, but then Pantheon Plus was streaming Embers, and I always seen them kind of stream it, I also see Nathan Napalm always talking about it, but I never really again got my hands on it. They mentioned the free kind of event that you guys were doing, and I was like, they're doing a free one. I guess I might as well try it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I literally played it the first day, and then immediately subbed because I was like, I love this game.
Oh, this is so cool.
I was immediately hooked as soon as I started playing it. I literally was immediately drawn, and I think I streamed my first kind of really experience. I played it first. I was like, okay, I need to take a break for a second, and then I need to start streaming this. And then that's when I actually started streaming my journey on for Embers and stuff like that. So it's ever since then I've just been really hooked to the game, and it's been really, really fun. So yeah, thank you for making this game. Thank you for you and your team for making this game.
That's
really
so cool.
Is a really fun experience.
So what is what is your experience then with the game? Why do you like it? Why do you enjoy this game?
Ooh, so I don't want to go too long, so I'm gonna try to summarize everything piece by piece. So because I do have a tendency of ranting. Those who have the mystery, you know this, ADHD be like that. Ooh. But I would say to start off with the world. I think I can explain this when I think I've hopped on your stream at one point. I love the low fantasy, but it feels like every single time you get farther and farther into the world, the more you get delved into this world, you start to realize more fantasy aspects of it. I think that one of the coolest things I've ever experienced was in the beginning levels when that big old tree elemental monster thing is kind of just walking, and I'm scared of it, but you go up to it, it's not even hostile, but it has that sense of fantasy from a world that looks so it feels it's like a fantasy aspect of it that's in the world when you're expecting it not to be. And that kind of threw me off, but it also kind of adds a sense of okay, what else is there in this world? The gameplay, because I'm gonna make a video actually on this, on my actual review on this. The gameplay, to make it quick, the feeling of I think I also explained this on the stream, is you don't just run a dungeon in Embers Adrift. I love the gameplay and the aspect of going into these caves and stuff like that. The best way to I described it, and someone else also shout out to Kai, a really good friend of mine. Uh, you don't just run a dungeon at Embers Adrift, you delve into the dungeon. And that feeling when you pull out your torch and you have to pull out your weapon, I just love that sheathing aspect of it. But when you pull out your weapon and you like go around that corner, and then you just kind of like you just like, oh crap, there's an enemy. You like the backup or something like that, or you like have to, you never know what's around the corner unless you like probably see the nameplates and stuff. But when you're just doing it for the first time, it feels so good. Even at nighttime, even if you're not in a cave, you're just you know, you see an enemy, you know, just run into it and start attacking it. You kind of like ingrained yourself to just pull out your weapon. Okay, what am I gonna do next? And that is like feels like every encounter that you kind of are stepping into when you're playing Embers Adrift, and that it keeps you hooked, it keeps you focused. And even if you're like just grinding out some mobs, like you're grinding out some mobs, and then something crazy could pop up out of nowhere, like that's a really good feeling. And the abilities themselves and just the whole class aspect. I'm playing a warlord right now, so shout out to all the warlords out there. And shout out to Genro, by the way. That guy, freaking G. But it's been a very good aspect, like the gameplay and the abilities that you have to use. It's limited, but yet feels so expansive. And I feel like that's kind of like throwing it out there. Yeah, it's limited, but yet feels so expansive, especially with the now that I've got access to the magic system. It really expands upon the gameplay. Like you get to 1 to 20, you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm just gonna keep grinding, using the same abilities, boom, boom, boom. Magic system comes in, which great addition, and it really just expands the gameplay right there. So that's probably the best thing. And then one more thing before I stop ranting is the community. Again, a shout out to Genra, shout out to Gulio, shout out to Mr. C, shout out to Nathan, shout out to a lot of people who stream, who I've watched, and who have also helped me through my gameplay and just kind of giving me information and helping me out to navigate where to go next, navigate, oh, this item's really good for you, oh, this is this, and stuff like that. And just talking with people, talking to other streamers, talking to just people in the world chat, like that, all everything I just talked about, all the ranting I'm just kind of going on right now, put that together has been since October one of, if not the best experiences I have ever experienced into gaming. It sounds like I'm kind of tooting the horn here, but I genuinely mean when I say this, like if I could not recommend this game enough to anyone who thinks about playing it, who wants to try it out. That's why I always tell people when they come to the stream, like I was like, hey, what favorite class do you want to play with, this and this? Because I've had people come to stream like, I want to try out this game, and I could talk about this for hours, but I'm gonna end it off from that. So yeah.
That's really awesome, because what you just evoked, and especially the sense of low fantasy, it seems that what we tried to do with the game really did work well with you, which is not always the same things for everyone. Not everyone experience that specific aspect of the game the same way that you did, but that's exactly what we wanted to create. It was this kind of feeling where you are discovering the world, and at first it seems very mundane, but then you discover step by step that there's more to it, and what's going on here, and oh, this is weird, and then we go deeper, slowly, progressively. But if you're not paying too much attention to the quest or to the NPC, what they are saying, you will miss out a big part of the lore, because that's how we reveal all the details and all the context of everything else. Otherwise, it will... you can, of course, have fun by skipping all the quests, which is why we didn't give them experience. So if you don't like quests, you don't like reading long text, you can skip that. But if you want context about the world, that's an important way of doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also, I like how you mentioned the quest thing too, because there's one tiny thing I'm going to mention here, the crafting in the game. Probably one of the only games besides WoW Dragonflight now, but even then, WoW Dragonflight can't even do this. Crafting feels actually meaningful because it actually allows you to, if you want to skip the quest, you can actually just go into crafting, craft your gear, grind out stuff that you want to grind, use the fluxes and stuff like that to help enhance your gear. So you get basically quest level content. But if you do quests, though they sometimes be long and stuff like the chain, you get meaningful rewards, which still, again, like that's so good that you mentioned that too. Like, yeah, if people want to skip that, they do have options of still getting that power through the game too. But if you want to do quests, well, look at that, you also still get rewarded for doing that. So yeah, that's actually another thing I wanted to mention too. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too.
All right, I
Yeah,
propose to read the patch note. I do have a little bit of patch note to read this week. You are welcome to interrupt me whenever you feel like during the reading of the patch note. January 16, that was last week. All those patch notes are on the QA server, by the way. They are not live yet, but we're going to read them anyway. So it's all the kind of things you can expect for next week in the patch. So that's when we will release the patch. And but you never know. If you are very welcome to test on the QA server, of course, and give you feedback. We always like that. All right, so the character has been migrated from live to QA as of January 16, 2024 at 10 a.m. Central. So that was just 1 hour before the maintenance last week. Rolled back the client to Unity 2021 for this month. The Unity 2022 update will likely hit at the end of February. Fix a number of stuck spots. Fix some environmental prop issue in Grimstone Canyon and Northreach. Fix some lingering nav match issue in Highland. Removed keybind for group 7 and 8. I might have been reading all of that. Okay, never mind. Cha-cha-cha, some work has been done to mitigate the cha-cha-cha effect on larger creature. Please give those a test and let us know if those battles are less of a pain. So that's very large creature. You have probably encountered that already.
Oh, the cha-cha-cha?
Yeah, so when those creatures are sliding through and they don't stay in place, and it can give a nightmare, especially to defenders.
Oh yeah, no, I'm assuming that's part of like the spiders when they just like kind of run and they just like slide everywhere.
Yeah, yes, it's a little bit that story.
Oh, okay.
Server memory leak. Early last year, we made an attempt at patching our server memory leak only to have the engine deadlock on us after deployment. This had me scrambling to push out another server build to disable those fixes. This year, I have taken another stab at patching our server memory leak, but this time the toggle for the code now live in the database, which is a shorthand version of saying that we will be performing some experiment on live in the near future. Those code paths are currently enabled on QA. Insert crossfinger emoji. So added the solo loop for Torchbug Tunnel, Watcher Folly, and Flooded Ruins. Re-itemize stat for the following armor set: Dark Chitin and Carved Leather. 2 shivered mob adjusted to deal more damage and have less health. So kill you faster, but you can kill them faster too.
Which that would be awesome.
Yeah. Mire health increased to compensate for lack of armor. Reduce Ashen Bear ability weapon contribution modifier. Decrease damage over time on low level deep bad bleed. Additional cleanup of mob wandering into solo loop. Fixed rock mender hammer dropping from higher level mob chest. Removed unused Rami leaves from level 50 chest. Prevented Ashen Muck Reaper ability Mud Bath from retriggering VFX. Fixed the duplicate resist on lab barrier shield. Sentinel ability replenish treatment and over provision cooldown reduced by 25%, 20 seconds to 15%. So Sentinel have received a buff. Increase the range of Defender Alchemy 1 and 2 First Strike, Perforate, and Crushing Blow to be 16 meter, up from 12 meter. So the Defender also have been boosted. Assailing Strike, Alchemy 2, Armor Damage increased, more armor damage adjustment coming, and a little bit of Martial Adjustment Alchemy abilities. Halt Alchemy and 2 range increased. Halt Alchemy 2 root is changed to a stun. Target struck when stun take extra damage. Pressure Alchemy 1 duration increased. Pressure Alchemy 2, all offensive stats of the target are reduced instead of just haste. Pursuit Alchemy 2 and 1 range increased. End around Alchemy 1 additionally stuns nearby target. End around Alchemy 2 stun is a hard stun. Quick Strike Alchemy 1 and 2 execute type mechanic added. Bonus damage multiplier the lower the target's health is. And Parry Alchemy 1 and 2 additionally add stamina regen. So note that the ability change are subject to change before hitting live. But
Marshall just got a buff.
yeah, while people were discussing about the Marshall in the global chat just 1 hour ago and saying that you didn't have any Marshall at high level, so maybe this will help out, and maybe those Marshall change related to alchemy will please the actual Marshall playing right now and help them out.
Mm-hmm. No, that sound like giant buffs. I see some martial tanks too. They're pretty good, but yeah, no, I haven't hit the high level content yet, but I can only imagine.
Yeah, me neither. So I cannot really speak by experience, but I know that a martial tank, at least until the level range I am playing at, they feel very useful. They feel really nice. But those changer will probably help out, and especially at higher level. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's actually really good though. Mm-hmm.
So now more patch notes. 17th of January. Oh, that's small one. So more server memory leak cleanup. Switch over to a manual XP cure for adventuring. You should not yet notice a difference. This is mainly validating that the code is working. Added a time icon to the upper right of the character select screen that indicates day or night. Hovering over this icon will show you more detail. Fixed some stuck spots in New Haven City and Red Shore. Remove some floating props in New Haven City. And back-end fixes an update for an upcoming feature not yet available. Ooh, I wonder what it is.
I'm excited for that one too.
Yeah.
I like that day and night cycle. That is actually like, because you can usually see it when you log in, but I like that the fact that you can see it, because you, depending where you are, if you log in at night, ooh, you're screwed the pooch.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And here, that's the last patch note on the QA, so January 18. Fixed some rogue ambient light and reflection probe in Flooded Ruin solo loop. So hopefully this is going to fix some performance issue that were reported by the players in this Ember Vein in particular. Clean up invalid spawn point in new solo loops. Fix a number of stuck spots through the world. Fix some prop issue in New Haven Valley. Map now closes after teleporting to an Ember Ring. Fixed some exception with a study in Ember Quest. More backend work on a few features. And added a new art for new crossbow. Those are not yet attached to items in the game yet, but should be soon. Oh, Nautilus will be happy. That's a Nautilus update thing.
Hey, new crossbow. Hey, that's cool with me.
Yeah. So, as a summary for anyone that need a little recap, next patch is next week. This patch will include 3 new solo loop for solo player. In Ember Vein, you have 2 in Northreach, so that's for level 8 to 14-ish. You have the 1 Ember Vein with the Ember Flies and the 1 Ember Vein with the Bats. And then you have a solo loop that will be added to the Flooded Ruin, which is an Ember Vein you can find in Red Shore Forest and which is for level 24-26-ish. So that's one part of the content, and then we still have this new feature that we have never talked about before, that we will be adding to the game. So I've been asking last week to Gulo to say what it was, the week before that to Nathan Napan. So it's your turn, Annoying Llama. What is it? What is this new feature?
I don't even know. Oh god, I'm putting on the spot here. I don't even know this new feature. Is it leveling based? Maybe. I don't know. I'm throwing out ideas here. Uh, what is this new content?
It's a new content that will help the solo playability of the game and to keep solo player engaged when they're not finding a group or when they just want to relax and do something by themselves.
Balefire, we just answered your call.
Okay, so that's really cool. We will see next week, guys. Next week I will tell you everything about this new feature, so stay tuned. In the community show, it will be revealed to you for the first time. But I have to say, when Nautilus in-game is saying that it's fishing, it's not fishing. All right, next section, we're going to speak about the topic of the week. And the topic of the week is community. So that's pretty great, isn't it? All right, so the way I wanted to talk about the community was more from the point of view of what the game is doing to serve the community rather than how awesome the community is, which would be also a very nice topic of the week. But here it's more from that perspective that I wanted to aboard this topic. So last weeks we have been speaking about the solo playability of the game, and the week before we have been talking about the future of the game, but also one of our main concern, which is the population of the game. And this really answer our friend over here, let me refine your name, Balefire, concerns. We are going really to discuss and to enter deep into the subject. So the team at the moment is really focusing on bringing new feature improvement to the game, anything that can make the community flourishing, growing, expanding, and having fun together. And while the goal of the game is that you experience an awesome group content, we're not going to change that. We don't want to make the game a solo adventures, and our main focus is still to encourage players to group up together and to really build the game around that. But to make it more efficient, what we need to be sure is that the player, when they don't find a group, they don't log off sad, and because they cannot do anything, there's nothing fun to do, and they are not progressing their character. So we are adding the solo loop in Embers. This is going to be happening over time, and we have this new feature that you will learn all about that should also give some incentive for players to continue to play when they don't find a group or in between session, or if they have just 15 minutes to do something. And all our efforts are put into that direction right now, but we have more in store that we're preparing that we're not ready to talk about yet, to really encourage players to play together. So what is your experience so far, knowing Llama, about playing together with other players?
Really depends on which aspect of that would be. It's like, if we're talking about like dungeon, I could probably hit it with a dungeon content. When it comes to dungeon content, group-centric content, I mean, it's group-centric content from what I've experienced. When you're playing with people in a dungeon, like I already mentioned, like, you really have to kind of talk with your group, really kind of figure out how things are going to work. That comes the encounter. But it also, you make really good friends with it, with those people that you do group with. Certain things like also being in world, you just happen to find a boss or something like that, or happen to run a quest or something like that you need to run. Talking to a lot of people, but I would say it's just mainly just like, from what I've experienced when it comes to talking to people, There's also things like when it comes to crafting, when it comes to professions, I've talked with people and be like, hey, how do you do this, or how do you get that done, or well, hey, anybody else knows how to make this, so you're making like really good connections with that. That's like the one of the basic ways of explaining how I experience the community. That's beyond the whole streaming aspect, but just in game, that's kind of how I've kind of experienced a lot of things. Or just casually conversating with people, passing by them, giving them a hail, giving them a little wave and stuff like that. That's probably the only thing I can really like say. Maybe that was not the answer to the question. I do apologize.
No, yeah, it does. It's true that it's a very big difference between the modern MMORPG, and I'm not saying that you cannot find friends in modern MMORPG. Obviously, you can group up. You will have to group up for certain activity, and you will hopefully make some friends. But you can also completely skip it if you're not putting the effort, or you're not let yourself going into, because you don't have to. And there's a very, very different way to play modern MMORPG and old school type of MMORPG. I think you can really experience the difference if you're playing World of Warcraft Retail and World of Warcraft Classic. It's the same game, you can play both at the same time with the same subscription, and yet that's played completely differently. In retail, if you're leveling, you're probably not going to meet up other player, and you're probably going to finish this on your own. While in classic, you will cross someone that they will need you for a quest, or you will. It is much closer to how Embers Adrift is playing.
I can actually 100% agree with. And now getting that context, actually I can bring up a little bit more too, on top of that. And I like how you mentioned that, as someone who's also playing a lot of Dragonflight now and going to be soon pushing Mythic Plus, most of the group centric contracts, queued and stuff like that, and more modern games, and but when it comes to Embers, yeah, I will agree with, when it comes to, it has that older style MMO kind of aspect that even I'm still kind of getting used to, as someone who also is pre-alpha testing Pantheon. I'm just starting to get used to that whole sense of that old school MMORPG kind of thing, where it's like you really, as you're exploring, you're doing your things and stuff like that. But like I said, you when you meet someone that's on your level doing the exact same thing, it's not like, oh, they're doing leveling, cool, boom, like walk away. Sometimes you just, you might want to group up with them. Okay, let's make this a little bit easier. Also, the world is dangerous. Like, when you're leveling in a level area that's in your plane, you can't just like solo every little thing that's in there. It's like, you don't see a boss. Okay, I'm gonna try to solo it. I've tried and I've failed many times. And I play a healer, and you would fail multiple times. But as you're doing this content, you kind of get used to just like when you meet up with people, you tend to just like I said, group up with them. You find yourself leveling with someone, and it feels like an impactful experience compared to just like if I were to just group up with someone in WoW. I mean, it wouldn't even make a difference whether I played solo or not. I don't know if that came off as contextual as I want it to be, but yeah, no, it's definitely a difference. It's definitely a huge difference. Something that I feel like Embers has, I've experienced personally, has succeeded in that thing. And definitely, if you've got more to help out with that, you definitely can.
Yeah, which is quite interesting, because I recently played again World of Warcraft Classic with Season of Discovery, and it had been like 20 years I didn't play World of Warcraft Classic, or maybe not 20, but a little bit less than that. But I was very surprised to see. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to click on the Discord thing. So now you can hear me. So,
I had the stream up just in case. Don't worry.
Yeah. So yeah, I was very surprised to see that World of Warcraft Season of Discovery experience reminds me very much of Embers Adrift way of playing the game. Of course, those are two very different games. I'm not trying to compare us to a Blizzard AAA, very famous and popular game, but there is still like this running distance, exploration. You have to discover some content. You cannot do everything by yourself. There's some quests that will be elite quests, so you have to find a group. People are maybe not hailing each other, but they're buffing each other. So you have this kind of contact when you pass by a player. And I felt, yeah, that's really how I prefer to play MMORPG. And by really playing and having those two different experiences, the Embers Adrift experience and the World of Warcraft, which is also nostalgic for me because that's really the game I've been diving the most when I used to play it back in the days. And I prefer to play games that way because the other game, even if they're super cool on many of other aspects, there's this kind of adventure that is missing out, and this need of building up a community. And I find that all those inconveniences that make the game a little bit more difficult or more slow paced, or you have to walk longer distance, or there's annoyance to it, but that's what creates the need of meeting up as a player. And because you have the need of meeting up as a player, players are acting differently in those games than in the other one. They are kinder, they are more understanding, they will accept to help you out for 10 minutes to finish your quest. And that's really, really nice.
And that I just, I mean, you said it really good, but I feel like to add on to what you said, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, I remember, I'm not the first one to say this, and this is very much a common concept with old style games, is that, especially, I like how you mentioned also season discovery too. You are also on one server. So if you are someone who is not really good to be in groups with, who's kind of toxic, or however, your dynamic flows, and it's not really good with people, it has an impact. Your name has an impact on that. So people would recognize that name and stuff like that. And so what you do or what you say is in these groups does follow even outside the group and stuff like that. So it really has that community aspect where it's like, if I was a mean person, like while I'm in these groups and stuff like that, and just trying to, be mean, messing up a lot and stuff like that, and actively just being a really, not even just a bad player, just like a really bad, person in the community, that would, it shockwaves out. So now most groups say, oh, but don't group with him. He's just going to be mean. Don't group with him. But if you're like, someone like you said, like who's helpful, spends that extra 5 minutes. So like just being yourself, having fun, talking, it's something that does have that impact where it's like, oh, I heard that guy, he's a good tank. Oh, I heard that person, he's a good healer, and stuff like that. Even down to just like even questing, like, if someone sees you, doing a whole bunch of stuff, and oh, he's doing a lot of working on his profession and stuff, like, oh, I know that guy, he's a good outfitter. Oh yeah, he's doing some really cool gear. Oh, he gave me a staff last week and stuff like that. Like, and I you've already touched like on the more like the ground. I'm kind of hitting more of a broad kind of sense, and I know someone else can probably explain it way better than I could, but that's just kind of how something I agree with. Like, that is something that is definitely with the game that a lot of retail, I know it sounds like we're like crapping on retail WoW, which as someone who plays it, like I understand that, and there is that niche for that, not niche, that game, that gameplay for that. But when it comes to like games like this, it's a really community driven base, and that's something I've like that's something I've seen and I've experienced, and it feels good to kind of be in that. And it kind of is like a breather from a lot of that too, because for someone who like plays these dungeons, just play the dungeon, get the gear, boom boom. But I like to talk to people, I like to interact with people, I like to have fun, and we have to get to know each other, and it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, very much agree with that. And that was also exactly the purpose of creating Embers Adrift. It was to allow players to bond with each other. And the reputation, things that follow you is very true. And I will always try to convince the community to allow redemption to people, or give them the occasion of redemption themselves, because some people do not know. And some people are not very nice, to use a very polite words and not use a more vulgar word. But you see what I mean? Some people are acting badly because it's just the internet. They are used to do that in other games. And they're not really mean by themselves. They're just like, well, I'm going to be selfish. I'm taking that chest in front of this group, or I'm pulling the name very fast, so it's for me in my group. And all those kind of little behavior that is not well accepted because we are not used to that. But it's not because you act badly once that you are someone to be thrown away. And so I'm always trying to convince the community, communicate, discuss, and see if that person is going back to their like they understand in what type of game they have fallen into, because otherwise they are ostracized and they have no chance of changing their behavior. And the goal is still to convince people, okay, you used to be a bad guy in Fortnite and in New World maybe, but here it's nicer if you're collaborative, and that's very nice, and it has more impact on just the game. It's also participating into making the world a better place, I think. And that's very important in my opinion. But I'm a hippie, so, you know.
Oh no, and I am a narcissist. Not narcissist. Oh my god, I almost said narcissist. Nihilist. I am a nihilist when it comes to certain things. But also another thing I can thank God I'm not a narcissist, by the way. Thank God I can say this though, and I can say this though, is that the gameplay, and it harkens back to the gameplay, because the gameplay is not the only thing that's in Embers. I mean, it's something that people do focus on, but the gameplay does help kind of circumvent that. Is that the word I want to use? But because when the way that Embers is played is not a really fast-paced game, so you don't have to be so stressed out all the time. The stress comes from, did I use my ability in time, and oh crap, did the boss just take off like half of my tank's health? Depending for a healer, as a personal healer. But the gameplay kind of helps circumvent that, because it's such a slower style of play. So it's not like, again, you ran through the whole dungeon, oh, this guy sucks, oh, this is bad. As you're going through this and stuff like that, you're talking with the group. So then you're talking with the group and stuff like that. So it gives you time to really breathe. It gives you time to get to figure things out amongst the group. Maybe this person's mad because he doesn't understand that, you know, certain things. So then you guys talk about it, and it's not like wow, where it's fast-paced dungeons. It's quick pull. Here we go, boom, boom, boom. Get to the end of the dungeon. Okay, oh, this guy was bad the whole dungeon. He dies like 6 times. Like in Embers Adrift, if you die, you die. Like you can get res and stuff like that, but the whole group wipes, you guys have time to set the bonfire for a bit. Hey guys, let's talk about what happened and stuff like that. And I do believe Embers does kind of circumvent that. I've never really experienced a bad player in the game personally, but if someone has, you ain't dying, you ain't trying. That's true. But you know, it's in that I would say the gameplay of Embers does kind of help with that. But I agree with Elloa on this one. Yeah, if you do experience something that's really bad, yeah, give them a chance. And then I think, but Embers, it does have that with the community, how it's built already. It gives that person a chance, because one group can be like, oh, this guy's bad, and the other group, he can learn from his lesson, or just be like in a better mood or something like that, or just happen to be a little bit better, you know, when it comes to doing this, or maybe the group just happens to play really well, just like they can connect together, and there you go. And so yeah, so never ostracize someone just because someone you feel like is doing a bad thing. And yeah, definitely, yeah, like I agree with Elloa on this one. Like, definitely give them another chance. You guys are a community. This person, whether you think they are or not, they are going to be leveling up with you, or if not, beside you. So you can meet them at later games and later content, and you'll be shocked at what just as simple as leveling up and getting some better gear can do for somebody, or getting into content that takes a little bit more teamwork and aspect, you know, when it gets harder and harder to kind of push through it. So it's not just this person's doing bad, it's this group we're trying our hardest, the content is hard enough, okay, let's go back and let's see where we went wrong, let's see what we can do. That is important, and it really can make or break a game. And luckily, I would say, like, yeah, just don't do bad things, and just don't judge people too much, and
yeah,
be good. I don't know where I was going with that, but still, yeah.
We had a nice we had a nice example with that, was the max level player. At some point, there had been kind of some tension between different group of player, which can happen during leveling because they were in competition with each other or whatever. But once they reach max level, they kind of had to put those different aside and start to cooperate together to be able to do the content. Because if the community is small in general, the max level community, and especially at the beginning, was very restricted. So you didn't really have the choice. If you wanted to do this content, you had to communicate, put the different aside, and start to build up something. And so I do believe that it allows you to say, oh, okay, yeah, finally that person was pretty cool. Yeah. I like it. So we had a fight earlier, but now we're good. I think that's really nice because from a very idealistic point of view, that's how you want the world to turn to be, where everyone is friends. It's not going to happen, but you know, it's better to go in that direction. Yeah. All right, we have been discussing a lot already, and we do have some more discussion to have. I propose to go to the community news, where I have to share 2 videos with you guys. So the first video I want to talk about is Pantheon Plus. Pantheon Plus, which has now become Static Group Live, and which Annoying Llama are part of. You are not playing Embers Adrift with them. You're playing another game with them, right?
Yes, For the Kings too. You have every Saturday with Mr. C, Desrin, and Theric.
Nice. So this community Static Group Live, sorry. I also need the time to remember the name. It's a community of different players that met around the release or the alpha of Pantheon Plus, and they started to test the game together, to befriend, and then to play other games together. And they have started to build up those type of show. You can find them on YouTube and on Twitch. There is a very heavy schedule. Almost every day there is a new show, and you will see all kinds of person teaming up together, people that you know from the community, like Mr. Codershire, Gulo, Sparrow, the Nathan Napalm, Terek, Annoying Llama, Desrin, etc., and more people, including people that are maybe less known. And it's really a nice chance to meet plenty of cool person that are having those fun moments together, because they always play together as Static through different games, and so it's really nice to meet them across all those shows. So I have a little extract of one of the stream related to Embers Adrift. I wanted to show the trailer, and I say, no, you're going to see the trailer of Static Group Live on their YouTube channel, not here. But let's see a little clip of their thing.
Hello. Welcome back to MMORPGs 201. And we are Static Group Live, which is going to take me a while to get used to, but that is what we are, and that is what we do, is play group-centric games of all types, MMOs, especially like Embers Adrift, which is what we're playing tonight. This is our second week back, coming back to Embers after a little bit of a while away from it, and we have started some new characters, which we played last week, and we are all between level 4 and 6, I think. So the goal tonight is to get everybody to level 6, and we can choose our classes. Yeah, we've got a fun evening in store, and at some point in the stream, you're gonna get to see our new it's a channel trailer, a fun video that is going to go up on our YouTube channel for Static Group Live, which is our new sort of endeavor. We just did the changeover today from Pantheon Plus, so we're gonna play that a little bit later. But let's get to some introductions. If you're new here, welcome, of course. My name is Theric, and I like to play ranged classes usually, but in this instance, I'm playing a healer class. I am going to probably be going with the Warlord, I think, but we'll get to that later. So I'm healing my friends here, and we'll go around the campfire in clockwise fashion from myself. We got the large and in charge Desrin Does. What's up, Des?
Hey, playing a defender, probably going knight.
Yep. And to his left is Crow Singer, my healer companion. Hi, Crow.
Hello. I'm probably going to be going Sentinel this evening.
Awesome, yeah. And next to her is Fate. Hi, Fate. What are you playing?
Hi, I'm gonna be playing a brigand, which is like a rogue with a little CC, basically.
Yeah.
By the way, Eric, you missed the opportunity to say that we're the performers formerly known as Pantheon Plus.
Ah, darn it. Yes, yes. Well, you said it now, so that's just as good. I appreciate that. Yeah, and Fate, by the way, is the tallest brigand you'll ever see. Yeah. And next to them is the shortest player you'll ever see. It's stands in the fire or strikes in the fire. What's up, Stans?
When we were making our characters, I said height yes, he said height no.
Basically, that's what it came down to. So I am the artist formerly and currently known as Stands in the Fire. And I am playing a striker. I'm probably going to go berserker on this character.
Awesome. Yeah, I just noticed that sword that I crafted, longsword I gave you, looks pretty good. That two-hander. It's as tall and as you are. When you wield it, it's definitely it feels like it's wielding you sometimes.
Both of my weapons, I have a two-hander and I have another two-hander.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least is my friend Sparrow. Hi, Sparrow.
Hi.
What are you
I'm
playing?
playing a striker. I'm probably going warden, so I get to play my ranged class this time.
My favorite class in the game. My main is a warden, and I love my warden, but Sparrow knows how to shoot a bow just as well as I do, so we're going to be relying on that. And by the way, speaking of Sparrow, if you're watching this and you want to interested in Embers Adrift, there is a link in the description to Sparrow for the game, Sparrow's affiliate link. So if you want to use it, use that link. That would be great.
So I wanted to show the introduction of this team because that's the people you will be able to follow during their stream. So follow all those people in their adventures. And you, Annoying Llama, can you talk a little bit about that group? Because you're part of it, even if you're not part of that show specifically, you know the team.
Oh yeah, no, I'm big fan of. I started off as a big old fan, but now we play all together with Saturday Morning Heroes. We just play like indie games. We play like cooperative games, and we're just kind of playing that together. Right now we're playing For the King 2, but the group is amazing. Static Group Live, originally known as Pantheon Plus. Ooh, excuse me. Originally known as Pantheon Plus. They wanted to kind of branch out more, and so Static Group Live now is like, if you have static groups, if you want to play with some friends, if you want to play with people, that's it's a place for people to come together, play games together, have fun together. So yeah, so there you go.
That's very nice. And it worked very perfectly in a game like Embers Adrift because you beneficiate to have your static group and you meet the same people every Thursday night or every Saturday afternoon, whatever. But you can have this little rendezvous. If you want to play as a character during other time, you can do that too. But it's a nice way of experiencing the game, and you can have a static with 4 person and you add 2 random every time. That's also something very possible. So if you're hesitating to play Embers Adrift because you're afraid that you will not find a group, but you have friends, maybe gather a few friends, 3 or 4 friends, and jump in the game and play together. You will have a very unique experience, and this game really allows you to play that way. There's no reason to rush. There is no reason to finish the game as fast as possible. You can really enjoy it at your own pace, and if you enjoy to play it just once a week, so be it. That's really nice, as long as you are having fun and make memories and friends on the way.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing one person try to speed run Embers Adrift, but that's just that one person. I do not ever recommend people just rush into the game. It's your first time playing. Enjoy it. Enjoy it for the run. That's what I'm doing. It's amazing. Enjoy it for the run. Don't feel like you have to rush.
Yeah, we kind of had one person speed running the game. That was Nautilus at the start, when the game was not complete either. So it was rushing the super hard way. So Nautilus, he really earned his title for being the the first level 50 player ever.
Oh, oh. I hope they're good now.
Yeah.
Hopefully the journey is a little. They ran so we can. So they walked so we can run.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little bit that the pioneers. It was in Nautilus and his friends as well, but Nautilus was the first. But let's not forget his friends.
The struggles.
So Gen Rising, I heard he did that with a Guitar Hero. Maybe, who knows? I do have another news to share, which is not exactly related to the community, but a little bit still, because we have been invited by the Shaun, which is the dev and producer of Monster and Memories, which is another indie MMORPG being developed right now and developed with Unity by a team of a small team of indie devs. And they are in the same spirit than Embers Adrift, trying to recreate those games of the past. Monster and Memories is very different, however, from Embers Adrift, which is nice because you can have an old school MMORPG and both of them are completely different in terms of atmosphere, gameplay, etc. But we met together in a special live stream on Shaun Twitch TV channel, which is A Loving Robots, where he's streaming actually the development of the game live. So if you want to see the development of Monster and Memories, you can check it out on his channel. I will put, of course, a link below for YouTube. And so it was a very nice little meeting. So here you will see an extract of this meeting. You can check the VODs on the Twitch channel of A Loving Robots.
And it's a nation of what the team has as a vision of where they want to take the game. But then there's so much interesting speculation and feedback and stuff in the community that, you know, and I've been honest about this in the past, like we incorporated that quite a bit. Like we would read something and be like, did you just read that post where they were talking about they think we're going to do? Yeah, that's great. We should totally do that. And then later it'd be like, we knew it. They had this master plan and we guessed it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely happened a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like to include the community in what we're doing because we have the possibility of doing it and we have a very close relation with them. And one of the example is the big planet in the sky that's guiding the players, which is the Eye of Ibex. That's the lore name, but everyone is calling it Blue Peter. Then John wrote a quest where that name is said by the NPC, which is saying, "Oh, I don't know why the Drifter call it Blue Peter. It's such a stupid name."
Well, that's fun. Now, isn't it north?
Yeah.
Isn't that planet north? That's how I understand that planet. It's like, what is that planet? It's north. It's just that allows me to know where I'm going.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it was Bright Life is a content creator, and he made a video saying like, "Hail Blue Peter, Lord of the North," and yeah, that is true.
Players asked for a compass, so we gave them one, just not in the form they were expecting.
I mean, it's easier to use to find north than in our game. So I was like, I hope no one sees this giant ass planet in their game, and then it gets even madder at us that they don't know which direction's which. But
well, it actually solved two problems, right? Because we had an issue with nights being too dark, and we had a kind of Earth-like moon cycle happening, right? So like on nights where you'd have no moon, it would be really dark in the game, and it seemed fine on all our monitors, but if you look at a different monitor, it could end up being pitch black, right? So it turns out you have very little control over the actual brightness, and it just makes the gameplay experience for some players worse than others.
Yeah.
So, it served the purpose of, okay, we can put this in the north and say that the planet is tidally locked to this, so that's why it's always there. And then it also serves as a constant source of light at night, so we don't need varying levels of brightness at the nighttime, and we can calibrate it to that. So it was a nice at least in my view, an elegant solution to having that. Because like having a UI compass, for example, is not going to do you any good in a dungeon anyway, right? So like it doesn't work underground, but hey, it works above ground. But players are going to be upset when we finally add weather and it starts raining and all the clouds come. But
it's a very nice interview. That interview lasted something like 2 hours, but we enjoyed it so much that we had 2 more hours of discussion off record after that. And it was really nice to see this collaboration between 2 teams of indie dev where we could really share the struggle we went through and our hope and our trick and all kind of things. Because it's a very unique position to be in, I think, to be a very teeny team with a small budget working on a game like this. And so it's nice to be able to exchange something. And we have to thank Sparrow, because it's Sparrow that did plotted the meeting. So thank you again, Sparrow, for organizing that. And it was pretty cool too, because Massively Overpowered have been speaking about that interview. So I think other people have been finding it quite interesting as well.
It was nice to have like 2 developing teachers kind of like communicating, like, oh yeah, no, this is what we kind of going through and stuff like that, and just kind of share their experiences. That's pretty cool, actually. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice because it's not because we're working on different projects that we have to be, like competitive with each other. There's room for everyone, and there's space for different experience. And I think the community, the industry, and the players will benefit to have choices and different experience, and to have people collaborating with each other. I am a great partisan of collaboration rather than competition. I think you win, I win too. So let's win together.
Yep. There's similar creations, create similar communities, so there you go. So
Yeah.
might as well kind of interact with each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit the same thing with content creator. Too often, content creator are a little bit suspicious of each other or something like that. While we're friends, we are working together, and if some people resonate more with you, there will be some people that resonate more with me, and there will be crossover, and that's great. I mean, we all have a unique personality and something unique to propose, and so the world is a better place to see all our differences put together like a beautiful patchwork or glasswork.
That's such a good reference. Oh wow, that was awesome. That was profound. All right, that was like, whoa. I was like, that was, sorry, continue. Sorry for that.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, that's about it for the community news. So we do have a last segment to speak about, which is the weekly game. Do you know about the weekly game?
I do not know about the weekly game.
Okay, well, the weekly game, well, let's talk about that. So every week, I'm proposing a little challenge on Discord. So it's a game that happened on Discord. And on Discord, people post screenshots that fit that little challenge. And the winner that we're picking right now will earn 1 gold coin. So of course, when you level 50, 1 gold coin means nothing. It's really a bagatelle. But if you are a low-level player, 1 coin, 1 gold coin, that's a lot, right? So let's see who is going to win 1 gold, and it's a lucky coin, so you want to win it, even if you're rich already and you don't really need it. You want it anyway because it's the one I give you. So here we have the channel. Last week it was very simple. I'm starting with simple. This week is going to be more complex, so stay tuned. Take a screenshot including your favorite place to hang out in New Haven City. You can be alone or with friends, and 1 screenshot per player. That means just 1 entry, please, because some people post several screenshots. So first entry, we have Indian, which is showing up our beautiful bank, which is in the crafting area, and that's where we have the trade fair. Actually, this screenshot happened during the trade fair. So the trade fair is an event that happens every Sunday afternoon for America, evening for Europe, which I encourage people to join if they want to trade with other players or to craft items and stuff like that. And I'm trying to organize a funny little game every week, something different to spice up the fair trade. So you have good reason to join the trade fair.
I need to hop into them a couple times.
So here it's Harrods, which has a nice little hideout here in the consortium, I think, the consortium building.
Just looking out. Just spying on people.
Yeah. Here we have Knock Knock, which is at the door to go out. I guess is in a hurry to get out, cross the old wall, and to be in Northreach having adventures.
It's a great meetup spot though when you're ready to go on an adventure.
Then that's Hog, but he didn't read the instruction, so it doesn't count. Here we have Aluna. Aluna also really enjoyed the bank with all the chests and everything. Here Og have posted something else, which is him around the Ember Ring in the Violet Plaza, which is the meeting place, so to speak, in New Haven. Annoying Lama, do you have a favorite spot in New Haven City? Are you going a lot in the city?
Yeah, no, I go definitely go in between. It's funny enough when you mentioned that. For me, it would be the crafting station for some reason, like in the crafting section of the whole building, or it would be a really cool hangout spot I like to really go to is where you get the like a lot of the Ember quests and stuff like that. The little like research room kind of area. I like those areas. They're really nice. Like they kind of really feel, just like home, like kind of like home-ish kind of feel and stuff like that. But mostly the crafting station because I'm always there. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Last week during the trade fair, I play hide and seek. So I hide myself, and the first person to find me earn 1 gold. And so it's also a nice way to find the spots that are not explored so often. And I hide myself there, and I force people to run around and to find everything, which is funny.
Oh, nice. Who won?
So here we had 1 to 5. So let's see which is going to be our winner.
No snap.
Good luck.
I'm betting on 3.
Oh, the number 4. That's Aluna. Let's see if it's really Aluna.
Ah.
Yeah, it is Aluna. Congratulations, Aluna. You have won.
Congratulations, Aluna.
Yeah, 1 gold. Congratulations, very nice. So what's the game next week now?
Ooh.
Yeah. So next week, take a screenshot, including what is your lowest creature kill in your hunt log? Up that kill count by 10 creature. 2 screenshots per player showing up your hunt log before and after. So the instructions this week are a little bit more complex, but it's still simple. So you take 2 screenshots, 1 before, 1 after, and you need to up your lowest kill count in your hunt logs by 10 creature, which is not too much. It's just nice.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it will encourage to, I don't know, kill more frogs or whatever it is.
I think frogs are probably one of my lowest ones, if not the bats.
Yeah. The bats? The bats your lowest one? Me, it's my highest.
Yeah, dude, they fear you and they are scary when at night.
That's true.
This is the ones at night. Oh god. Yeah, no, those guys I've had. Oh, if I would have sent another clip if that was the case. Yeah, no, those bats, they are scary. Oh my god. And the fear in this game works completely different than like in any other game. So you guys are in for a treat for that one. I'm not even gonna spoil that.
Yeah, it's true that the bats are terrible, but when you are going in Aquifer Undercroft, you have to face the bats before you can get to the mole bear.
Oh, I haven't even hit I haven't even hit the croft yet. So I'm excited for that now.
Yeah, you will see your bat kill count really increasing. Or not, depending of your experience there and how many bag run you had to do.
Oh. Yeah, that really that might play into a little part of me keeping that kill count low.
Yeah, indeed. So, dear Annoying Llama, it has been absolutely a pleasure to have you in the show. Thank you so very much for joining. Do you have some last words to give to the community before we end this show?
Last words, I would say, guys, just keep having fun, keep enjoying yourselves, enjoy yourself in the world of Embers, and you have any friends that want to play with you, definitely get them on and let's have fun with them, seriously, because this is definitely a world to experience. So I would say I would recommend playing this game. It's really fun. And chicka chicka boom, yay.
Thank you. That was a perfect word of the end. Thank you so very much, everyone, for watching this episode. If you are on YouTube, do not forget to check out all of the information with the link towards Annoying Llama Twitch channel and other content, as well as all of the relevant piece of information that I have been speaking about during this episode. Thank you so very much for watching. Do not hesitate to check us live during the maintenance. It's every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Europe time or 11 a.m. Central American time. Take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Yay.